Very good. So that's a little chant. For those of you who are paying attention, you notice how sexist that chant is. You know why? Because it said, whatever living beings there may be, omitting nuns. So we don't have to give, and let none deceive another. That's why we don't have any nuns here. But we do have lots of nuns. That's only a joke. But someone pointed that out once, so to keep it equal, we decided to change it just for once. Say whatever living beings there may be, omitting monks. Let monks deceive another. Let monks who anger will wish harm upon another. Anyway, so it's nice to have a sense of humour. That's why we say Mahayana. But it's also the fact that if you have a little bit of happiness, it really does help the meditation. You know, sometimes people think that going to meditation is like going to the dentist to get your tooth pulled. It's not that painful. And especially if you have the right idea that meditation is learning how to relax the mind in the same way that you can relax your body. Some people are really tense and they don't know how to relax, which is why they can't go to sleep at night. There's an incredible number of people who can't go to sleep at night. And when they come on my meditation retreats, they complain they can't go to sleep at night, but when they're doing their meditation, they fall fast asleep. So I tell them that when you go to bed at night, try to meditate, and when you're meditating, try to fall asleep. And that sometimes would work. But what is the reason why? It's because when you go to sleep at night, a lot of times you want to try to go to sleep. And that means you're too tense. So this is one of the ways. It was a few years ago, I don't know what was going on in my body, but a few nights I couldn't sleep that well. And so I started thinking to myself, well, you know, for a monk especially, the most comfortable place in the whole monastery is your own bed. Is that the case in your house? Yeah. You got your nice pillow and your blankets and your sheets. It's the most comfortable place. And it's so cozy in there. Why waste it becoming unconscious? So I thought, no, I'm going to just enjoy just my beautiful bed. It's nice and soft. I can stretch out. I don't want to go to sleep. And of course, as soon as I said I don't want to go to sleep, I go fast asleep. As soon as you try to go to sleep, you tense up. The same with meditation. When you try to make the mind still, it will never get still. When you just leave it alone and let it go and relax. I like saying that. Relax. Then you find that everything does relax and it gets very easy. And you can feel the body relaxing, you can feel the mind becoming still. Now how you feel that is what I call where we put this wonderful thing which is very popular these days, taught in schools, hospitals, all over the place, mindfulness. To be aware, but especially aware of the correct things. So first of all, when we meditate, be aware of just how relaxed your body is, how tense it is. As you can see me just leaning back, enjoying myself, my body is pretty relaxed. Sometimes people say too relaxed. That's why my robe sometimes falls off. I'm relaxed, it's okay to fall off. I remember going to give a talk to these executives many years ago, and one of the execs, they told me she went to a Catholic school where all the nuns were so tight, and even the clothes they wore were so tight. And they say, look at you, Ajahn Brahm, your robes are all over the place, nice and loose. Just like your attitude to life. Always able to adapt with no stress, no tightness, even on what you're wearing. And that means you can actually get relaxed. So first of all, mindful, when I'm going to give this guided meditation, just when we start, just about 7:30, you'll become aware of your bodily feelings. Basically ask yourself how comfortable you are. And if you need to move, move. If you need to scratch, scratch. If you need to cough, cough. But if you need to pass wind, to fart, please sit at the back. So there's not many people behind you. And now you know why the people sitting in the back are sitting out of compassion. Sorry guys at the back. So anyhow, So just whatever you need to do, just to relax the body. Don't keep it tense. Don't put any pressure on it. Otherwise, of course, the body doesn't relax. And we've all got our eyes closed, so no one's looking at you, which is a wonderful thing. In some traditions, you keep your eyes open. It's a stupid idea. Keep your eyes closed when you're meditating. There's no CCTV cameras in here, so if you need to pick your nose, no one's watching. Go for it. In other words, you can relax to the max without any pressure. What will someone say? And if I did this, you can really look after your body. So you're free. And as you put your awareness on the body, you can feel it relax just by moving it. But you can relax it much more than that by being aware of parts of your body. You may have a headache. You may have like a sore leg. You may have sinus problems or an irritation in the cough, wherever it is. We've always got some problem somewhere. So you focus on that. You become aware of it. Just like you're watching a TV, that's what you're actually watching, the feeling in the body. And once you get aware of the feeling in the body, say, for example, you've got a sore knee. Become aware of that feeling in the body, the sore knee. That's mindfulness. And once you keep watching that, you find that the sensation, the feeling, changes. Sometimes it gets worse, sometimes it gets better. And the next thing you learn is what you associate, why it gets worse, why it gets better. And you'll soon notice it's the attitudes of your mind. If you are kind, if you relax, you're not afraid, you let it be, you'll find it gets much easier. If you're afraid, you try and control it, you try and make it different, you tense up, and that makes the irritation or pain much worse. So by the feedback which comes from mindfulness, because you're watching, you see how things change, you get feedback. You learn really quickly how to relax your body so much that aches and pains disappear. First of all, they get less and less and less, and they vanish. And I'm not sure if this was the last time I talked here, I told you this story, but I got this really wonderful email from a lady over in Europe, and she thanked me so much because she was an elderly lady. She had arthritis, and she had all these medications she had to take, and it wasn't really helping that much. And through this very simple method of meditation, she's got no arthritis now, and she's thrown away all her medications, and she's having a wonderful life. Thank you so much for that. Simple, just learning how to be aware of your body and relax it and allow it to basically heal itself. And it is a very powerful thing to do, and you feel relaxed, you feel open. When you feel, say, it might be something else, you may have a bit of a tummy ache. You can feel that pain in the tummy or the tension. What makes it worse? What makes it better? And that, with that feedback, you soon learn how to relax it, relax it, relax it, relax it, relax it, relax it, until it's totally relaxed, and the ache, the pain just vanishes. So it's a very good way of getting some awareness and a little bit of, call it control, but it's not really control, it's just letting the body just be, opening up, taking away the tightness. I will tell you, it's like this. You imagine your body like a rope being pulled at two ends. You let both ends go, so it's nice and loose and relaxed. Sometimes it's like squashed, and you allow the squashedness to just expand, to take off the pressure, the constraints, the pushes and pulls on your own body. And it feels relaxed. And of course, you're aware of that. You feel that your body's relaxing a lot. And that's really useful simply because it saves you lots of money. It does mean at Christmas time you don't need to go on holiday overseas to sit on a beach to relax. You can do it here or at home, wherever you like. You can just relax really deeply. And people pay a lot of money to relax at spas and massages, and again, you don't need to waste that money. You can relax deeper than any spa, and you can feel it anytime you want, by yourself, without anything to help you. Just sitting down quietly and just learning how to relax your body very, very deeply. And not only the health benefits are huge, that's why they allow us to come to this place, because they're always trying to cut down the health budget with the government, and we are helping them. We should actually get subsidised, not subsidised, sponsored. Anyway, relaxing the body, and it feels good. And this is an important part of the meditation, even this first initial stage. You feel the pleasure of a relaxed body. It feels delightful. As I said earlier, when you're in your bed, you wake up in the morning, nothing to do. This is just nice. You just really relax. It feels delightful. Now, the reason why I want people to be aware of the delight of a relaxed body is because once you're aware of that delight, you get even more relaxed. The relaxation goes to another level, and you're enjoying just meditating, just relaxing the body. And that's the first little paycheck you get. And anyone can do that. It's not that difficult. And you realize, wow, this meditation actually works. And it's something practical, which means you know how to go to sleep at night. You can relax the body anytime you want. Really good for your health, whatever you need to do. You can relax the body. And also, if there is any emotional problems or traumas in your day, it's usually stored up in the body somewhere. Some part of it's tight. So learning how to relax is all those traumas of the day, the arguments, the difficulties, the disappointments, they can just disappear. It's beautiful, delightful, relaxed body. But the main reason I'm focusing on this these days is that it teaches you something really important. The two major parts of meditation: mindfulness and letting go. Now, I'm sure that even those of you who've never meditated before, you've heard that word so many times, just let go. But people often say, yeah, I know I'm supposed to let go, but how do you do it? And this is the answer to that question. You learn, first of all, on your own body, by relaxing it. When it's relaxed and peaceful and free and expansive, nothing tense, what you've just done is you've let it be. You've let go of all this controlling. You've just been kind. You've been peaceful. You've learned, just by practicing on your own body, first of all, what letting be actually is. And once you've done it on your body, then we do the same thing to our mind, to our mental world. Because in our mental world we've got so many things we think about, worry about, remember, and sometimes our poor old brain just gets so overworked. If you have a boss from hell at work, or you used to have, maybe not at work but in your house, wherever it is, and if you think that that's bad enough, the boss from hell is really, you, the way you think and worry so much, giving yourself such a hard time. And because people think so much, that is one of the reasons why they get a bit crazy, upset, tired, angry. We can only learn how to relax our brain, so we don't need to think so much. Everything is nice and soft and peaceful. And so this is what we do. Now we've become aware of our mental world, not so much what we're thinking, not the details, but the general state of agitation or peace. So you feel, how disturbed, agitated is my mind, or how peaceful is it? Like a leaf on a tree, is it really wobbling backwards and forwards, or is it nice and calm and still? So you're mindful of that. And as you're mindful of how agitated or how peaceful your mind is, just like with your body, you soon learn how to take an agitated mind and make it less agitated, a disturbed mind and make it more calm. And you soon find what actually works is exactly the same attitude which relaxes the muscles of your body. You just let it be. You're kind. Just open the door of your heart to that emotion or whatever. Leave it alone. Stop trying to control it. Don't worry about it. Just let it be. And you soon learn how to relax your own mind. And as it gets more and more peaceful, you don't worry about the details, about the thoughts of the past or the future, what they are and how to solve it. This is a general feeling of the mind. And as you notice that, the mind actually calms down more and more and more. because you're relaxing your mind like you relax the body, and you soon find, hey, I'm not thinking much anymore. You're hardly thinking at all. Everything has calmed down. So instead of worrying about the thoughts, which are like on the surface, you go underneath the thoughts. Why all the thoughts and worries are there in the first place? You're too agitated. So you calm the mind down. And then the thoughts get less and less. And then you're peaceful. Woohoo! And that feels delightful. Just the joy of having a quiet mind. The reason I come tonight was because on Monday I'm going off to Penang to teach. Usually this time of the year I always go over there. And it was many years ago. I just finished teaching for the day. You get up early in the morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock to start the meditation and the chanting. Then you have a big public talk in the evening. Don't you get back to my room till about 10:30, 11 p.m. Really a full day. And then I just got back after talking and questions and stuff, back to my room, and it was the 25th. And just opposite my room, across the street, there were some Christians celebrating Christmas by having a karaoke party. And I was tired and wanted to go to bed and have some sleep. Not these people. And usually, if you've ever been to a karaoke party or I've heard one, the later it gets, the louder and more out of tune the singing gets. And by 11 o'clock it was already bad. By 12 o'clock it was terrible. And it was just so painful, just shouting really loud just across the road. I needed my beauty sleep. And finally about 12:30 it stopped. Oh, what bliss that was. Silence, calm at last. And that's just like the karaoke going on between your ears, in your brain. All these stupid thoughts. Sometimes, it's true, some monks, deep meditation, they can read people's minds. But I always tell people, you don't have to worry, because after you've read one or two people's minds, you never want to read a mind again. It's not worth reading, honestly, believe me. So anyway, if it's a really nice, interesting mind, like Einstein or Stephen Hawking, that might be interesting to read. But ordinary people's minds, it's like... Anyway, I won't go there. So anyway, but your mind so calms down. It's so peaceful, so delightful when you have a bit of peace in your mind. So when the mind does start to relax, also notice just how delightful it is to be quiet inside. And when it is, and you notice the delight, the peace gets deeper, and also you're getting another paycheck. You realise in this meditation it's not that hard to do, and it's incredibly pleasurable, and it's peaceful. All these thoughts and worries vanish, and you're quiet. And sometimes when people get peaceful and quiet, sometimes that after a few minutes they're not used to that, so they start thinking again and planning or trying to figure out how they're going to take notes and describe this to their friends afterwards, how great it is or whatever. But in order to maintain that silence, once you've got it, that's when I encourage people to start watching your breath. Now don't try it now, because the mind is too sort of agitated. At the meditation, I will give you the instruction. You just start to be aware of the breath going in, breath going out. It happens quite naturally most times. You just know the breath's happening. And as you're noticing the breath's happening, just not making a big deal of it. As you're breathing in, you can think to yourself, breathing in, peace. So nice. And as you breathe out, let go. Breathing in, peace. Breathe out, let go. Just those two little thoughts. And that means it stops other thoughts coming in to disturb you. And as you're breathing in peace, the very word should start to generate the feeling of peace. So as you're breathing in, actually feel, not just saying the word or having the thought, you're actually breathing in peace more and more. And breathe out, let go. If you have any difficulties or problems, say you're sick, for example, you've got a cancer or other diseases, if they're infectious, please go out now. No, it's the best infectious disease, I'm infectious with peace. So the more peaceful I am, the more I infect. That's why people come sit in the front, to get the most infected. Contagious. So anyway, so when you get a little bit of peace in the mind, you enjoy it. But if you're sick, maybe not breathe in peace, breathe in health, breathe in strength, breathe in energy or something. And breathe out sort of the disease, breathe out the tumour. If you've sort of got say, guilt or grief, breathe that out with the out breath. So when you let go of something you really need to let go of. That goes out with the out breath. And breathe in the opposite, health, peace, freedom, whatever it is. And that means if you keep doing that, psychologically you get a huge amount of peace, health, strength inside you, and all this negative stuff, it all goes out and leaves you. So breathing in peace, health, freedom, whatever it is, and breathe out, let go, worry, sickness, whatever it is. So that's how it works. Very easy, and when you come out afterwards you feel like $1 million. You may not have $1 million, but you feel like it. So that's the best we can do for you at Christmas time. So, we've done that now. Good. I actually kept to the time for a change. Amazing. What's going on? Okay, so maybe I'll make that my New Year's resolution. Not to waste time and not to interrupt Rachel. Would that be a good New Year's resolution for me? No, okay. I'll unresolve it then. So now we can get yourself comfortable. Let's do what I sometimes do. Everyone stand up and stretch. Excuse me, so I'm getting old. Don't have to stretch.
That's good. Just got comfort.
Yeah. There we go. I want you nice and stretch. You go and sit down. Here we go. The only reason I sit on the floor is because I know my place. Enough with thrones. So, you're sitting down, close your eyes. Try and keep them closed until the end. So that means with your eyes closed, you become more sensitive to the feelings in the body. You're not distracted. Your brain has more space to feel. So feel your body. And ask, can you make your body more comfortable by moving? By adjusting your bottom on the seat, fidgeting like I'm doing now. Making sure that your legs are comfortable. You can move your feet. Especially your back. People have a lot of back trouble, so you can stretch it forward, lean it back to the left, right. Find the most comfortable posture. Because as you move, you get feedback. You can feel the body getting more comfortable or less comfortable. So this is the way you find the best posture. And then you look at your hands and arms, make sure they're comfortable. I often notice the reason why people fidget their fingers is because you don't bother getting them into a comfortable position to begin with. If they were comfortable, you would not need to move them. And even the head. Please make sure the muscles around the eyes and the mouth are loose. As you're relaxing the body. And if you need to cough, any time you can cough. Sneeze, permitted. Scratch, you can scratch. As long as your own body, not the person sitting next to you. But try and take off all the pressure of having to sit this way or that way. So your body can get to maximum comfort. just notice just how relaxed the body is, or how tense. And especially in some parts of the body. Generally the body might be comfortable. There may be an ache, a tension in the head, or in the sinuses, in the throat, pain in the stomach or intestines, aches in the legs. Just notice one of those feelings, the most irritating or painful feeling in the body right now. This is being mindful of that one small part of your body. Just focusing on that, nothing else. And as you're mindful of that irritation or pain, see if you can notice it change. Sometimes get worse, sometimes get better. And see if you can associate it getting better or worse with the attitude of your mind. Whether you're afraid, trying to control it, trying to get rid of it, or whether you're just being kind, letting it be. So from that feedback, you'll soon learn how to take a feeling in the body and relax it. Noticing the intensity of the feeling reducing, the pain softening. And if it helps, you can imagine like a string being pulled at both ends, and that's in that part of your body. And you let go of both ends. So that part of the body becomes loose, without any tension. Or if a part of the body feels like it's squashed, take away the pressure. Allow it to expand, to become loose and light. And you'll find that the ache or the pain reduces. You're learning how to relax your own body. When one part of the body has been relaxed, move to another part which is irritating. You're aware of it, the ache, the pain, the tightness. You are mindful of how it changes, and you soon learn from that feedback how to relax it. Just a little bit at a time. You can't do this quickly. It just takes time to relax, relax, relax. And you soon notice the intensity of that tightness becomes less and less. You're learning how to look after your body, to relax it and create much, much better health. And when you do relax a part of the body which felt tense, it's like you're free. There's a delight in having relaxed that part of the body. It's a same sort of pleasure when you wake up in the morning in your own bed. Comfortable, cozy. So please notice the delight of a body which is beginning to relax. If you see any tightness anywhere, be aware of it and relax it. Let it go. Open it out. Free it. And stay with that relaxed body. Once the body is delightfully relaxed, you can take much longer if you wish, but if you want, now you can do the same to your emotional world, your mind, the world of thoughts and memories and plans. How tense, agitated, tight is your mind, or how relaxed is it? What are like the weight of all your worries or concerns from the past? Is it heavy? So see if you can notice the general state of your mind, not the specifics, but just how agitated or tired it is. And once you're mindful of that quality, see how it changes. See how you can lighten the burdens in your mind. How you can relax your emotional world. Same thing which relaxed the body, relaxes the mind. Just like your body was like a string which two beings are pulling either end. There's things pulling at you in the mind, both ends, stretching you, straining you. Let go of both ends and just let the mind be. With no pressure on it to resolve anything, to solve problems, to get anywhere. Take off all pressure. You find your mind relaxes. So have no goals and things you're trying to do and reach. Take that pressure off too. Just be. No judgment. That puts more pressure on you. Just let go. And you feel the mind relaxing. When there's many thoughts and worries and anxieties, your mind is like a lake with a storm, big waves crashing against the shore. But when the sea calms down, so do the waves. When your mind calms down, the thoughts get so soft. Even the past and the future don't tend to pull at you anymore. Again, be mindful of the agitation or peace of your mind and see what you need to do to move the mind to deeper peace and away from tightness, heaviness, agitation. How does the mind feel? What's it like inside? Any tightness? Focus on that and find out what attitude of mind is required to let it go. Sometimes it's trial and error. Experiment until you learn. You may notice that many of your thoughts have subsided. As your mind becomes peaceful, the thoughts tend to disappear. And you may be ready just to be aware of your breathing. You can feel the breath coming in. You can feel the breath going out. This incredible air which comes and brings you life and energy, and takes away with the out-breath all the used products. Once you've felt your breath coming into your body and felt it going out again, then you can imagine as you breating in peace, health, light, and breathe out, let go. Let go of any tiredness, any sickness, any pain. Breathe in peace, health, strength. And you imagine, you build a picture of peace coming into your body and mind. You use your imagination to notice, to feel, even to visualize sickness or pain going out of the body. Every in-breath, breathe in peace. Out-breath, let go. coming. If the mind is still thinking a lot, you've got to go back just to relaxing the mind. Noticing its stillness or its agitation, and learning how to move your mind through the feedback of mindfulness to deeper and deeper stillness. And enjoying the delight of a mind which is peaceful. close to the end of the meditation now. What's it like inside? How relaxed, how peaceful are you? And how delightful does it feel? How free does your body feel? Feel it's going to get very healthy if you practice this meditation often. So I'm now going to ring the gong 3 times to end the meditation. Please listen to every sound from the gong. And when the 3rd gong starts to vanish, that's the signal to open your eyes to end the meditation. When the 3rd ringing starts to vanish. Very good. Aha. Yes. Okay, time to go. So now, are there any questions today? In the box? Nothing?
Nothing tonight.
Okay, any question? Anything I should talk about, or should I talk about Christmas?
Yeah.
Because it's soon coming up to Christmas time, but you may all know that that never started off as being a Christian holiday. It actually was the Roman holiday of Mithras. So, if you really want to be accurate and traditional, wish everybody Happy Mithras Day. And Mithras, the few Sri Lankans here, Mitra, Maitri. What does that mean? That means actually it's like metta. It's the Sanskrit form of metta. So my theory is that Mithra was the god of love, of kindness. So it's Mitra Day, Kindness Day, and we can celebrate being kind to one another, which is always a very good thing. But somebody who was here today was asking, what can we get to somebody, for Christmas time? For somebody who wants for nothing. So what you can do is what I suggested she do, was to get a nice box and wrap that box up with some nice paper. And expensive paper, put a nice ribbon on it, and put it, to my mother from your daughter, or something like that. But inside, just have nothing in it. After all, it's the thought that counts, and you thought enough. That is a nice thought. We live in such a material world. We always want things. And say now, you don't need any things. It reminds me of, I don't know if any of you read Winnie the Pooh. It was Eeyore's birthday, and Winnie the Pooh decided to give Eeyore a treat. So got a nice box and put some honey in it, because that's what Winnie the Pooh liked. But of course it was quite a ways to walk to where Eeyore lived, and by the time they got there, Winnie the Pooh and his mate had eaten all the honey and just got a jar and gave the empty jar to Eeyore, and Eeyore was very, very happy with that. It really made his day. A jar, what a wonderful thing to do. I can put things in this. So if you give your mother an empty box, wow, so much stuff I can put in this. What a wonderful thing that is. But it reminded me of a little exercise you can do for yourself over Christmas. What would you really like most of all? Respect, kindness, health, love. So write that down on a piece of paper, or draw a little drawing of what you think like health means, or love, or kindness, or respect. Any old little drawing would be good enough. And put that in the box. And wrap it up. And put a nice little card on there. And leave it under your Christmas tree for Christmas Day. So when you open it, you can say, to me, with love, from me. And when you open it up, oh, wonderful. What you really, really want more than anything else. Because people don't want more things. We have enough of those, but we want to know that we're loved and cared for. So you can do that to other people. I remember this woman, she asked her husband, Christmas Day soon, darling, what do you want? And she said, what do I need? I've got you, that's good enough. And he was smart enough to know that's not what she really meant. He'd been married a long time. So he asked, well, come on, what do you really, really want? So being a woman, and he was quite wealthy, she said, okay, darling, anything with diamonds in. Anything with diamonds in, she said. So at Christmas time she opened a present, a nice little box, where she opened up, about this size. She opened it up, she found it was a pack of playing cards. Has 13 diamonds in it. Now they're divorced. But no, seriously, that's one of the reasons why we do these things. We give it. And as a monk, I always know the important part of generosity at a time like Christmas, at birthdays, any old time. It's always nice to give something. And it reminded me of this story of the Dalai Lama. This is decades ago when he was still living in Tibet. And when he was living in Tibet, he would actually go from village to village, town to town to see his people. And whenever he'd go even to a remote village, there's a whole line of people wanting to give him things, wanting to give him presents. And it did so happen that there was a journalist from an American magazine, and this was before the Dalai Lama was famous, was out there doing an article watching him. And he saw these really poor people, like in the villages, really poor, giving him all this stuff. And he knew that Dalai Lama lives in a palace, he doesn't need anything at all. He was getting more and more upset until he saw this really, really poor village woman. And the only thing she had to give His Holiness the Dalai Lama was one of her dirty patched skirts. And at that, the journalist exploded! You call yourself a holy person and you take this old piece of skirt from a woman who needs it much more than you. Don't need a skirt. You're a man. You're a monk. What do you need a skirt for? This is just not on. You can't stand for this. You shouldn't be taking stuff from people who are so poor and destitute. What are you doing that for? Is that good? Because as a monk, you're not allowed to get angry. The only time I can really play around is by telling a story. But do I need a bit more training? No, okay. But anyhow, so he got very upset. And that's when the Dalai Lama said something which I'd always remember. He said, it's true, sir, that I don't need the skirt, but she needs to give it to me. And straight away I understood the beauty of Christmas, the beauty of generosity. It's not that you need some stuff, you got enough, but other people need to give it to you. And I thought, what a beautiful thing that is, understanding generosity. Instead of looking at the materialist idea, I don't need anything, I've got too much, and it's just another thing I have to find space for somewhere. Oh God, another pair of slippers. I've only got one pair of feet. But that isn't the point, is it? Is people enjoy giving you presents. And I always love giving presents. I don't, sometimes people think of me and think I was born a holy man. I was not born a holy man. I was very naughty when I was young. And it happened to be my mother's birthday when I was about 10 years of age. And this was in London. Many of you were born in London that age, about 54 years ago. There was a food craze for a while. Now, from the East End of London, it was eels and mashed potatoes. You remember that? Yeah, jellied eels and mashed potatoes. Yeah. Anyway, it was just a craze, and so where I lived, an eel and mash shop opened up, and it was my mother's birthday. So I went as a 10-year-old and bought an eel, a live one. And I got an old shoebox and I put the eel in the shoebox.
Just picture this.
Yeah, you can picture it, yeah. I got some wrapping paper, really nice stuff, wrapped it all up, a nice little bow as best I possibly could, and a nice little note to Mummy from your son. My name was Peter, from Peter. And I don't know how I kept a straight face, but I did. And I gave it to my mother. Happy birthday, Mummy. And you imagine what a mother would feel like. A little 10-year-old, it's so sweet and cute. That's my little... And she took the paper off really slowly. And she had no idea what was inside. I wonder what he's got for me. And as soon as she opened the lid, just on cue, the eel reared up. And did she scream? She screamed so loudly, and I ran away as fast as I could. I disappeared for hours. But anyway, it's a thought that even now I remember that. I was really bad. It was so funny. And she forgave me after she forgot about it.
What happened to the eel?
Poor old eel.
Eel and mash.
No, she just flushed it down the toilet so I can go in the sewers with its friends. I don't know, that's what she said she did anyway. But anyway, so that is not recommended to give to your parents for Christmas. But no, just the nice kindness. And if you do receive a gift, never ever sort of give it back. Say, no, I don't want this. Even if you don't need it, say thank you. Now, I don't know how long you've seen me here, coming here. No, you wear socks. I never wear socks. Have you ever seen me wearing socks here?
No.
And even when I go to England, I don't wear socks. I've got really good circulation. You don't feel cold in your feet. So, maybe because meditation get your good health going. So I never wear socks. But one day, here in Perth, somebody noticed I wasn't wearing socks. So they came up to me before one of the talks in Nolamara Centre. They said, Ajahn Brahm, I've knitted these myself. Do you want to wear? And she gave them this. Oh, thank you so much. And even though I hate wearing socks, I put them on. And during my talk, I was giving the talk, and on purpose, I lifted my right and took a foot out. And I saw her. He's wearing my socks. She was so happy. That made me very happy too. And actually, there's another time when I was in Melbourne. I visited this Sri Lankan lady. She was over in hospital suffering from cancer. And she also gave me some socks. Because Melbourne, maybe you can wear socks. It's a bit cold over there. And I remember there's a cricketer, Ashton Agar, it's his grandma. So I remember seeing her in hospital. He's getting in the Australian cricket team now. But anyway, I think is he playing for Perth? Come on, Sri Lanka, show cricket. He is he? Oh, maybe he might come along. Anyway, his grandma gave me the socks, And afterwards, when I left the hospital, I put them on. And I knew, because her room at the ward was facing the car park. So as soon as I got to the car park, I lifted up my robes and did a dance. I looked out, she was watching through the window, laughing her head off. And afterwards I gave the socks to someone else, because I don't wear socks. But at least you put them on and you celebrate people's kindness. Yeah, I don't need to receive socks, but she really needed to give it to me. And that's one of the most important things. Now that also, just I'm making this up as I go along, you know that sometimes some of you come to visit the monasteries at Serpentine or at Dhammasara, and you always feed the monks. Do you really need to come and feed the monks? We get heaps of food. And so we don't need to receive the food, but you need to give it. And that's a beautiful part of it. And sometimes people ask, well, why can't monks go and get some food themselves, or cook the food? Or we've got all this time, why can't we grow food? You know, that was a very important piece of wisdom by the Buddha, because he knew that if we were allowed to make our own food, to grow our own food and cook it, we wouldn't need you. We could be self-sufficient, which means we wouldn't have this wonderful time every morning when people come and feed us and we sort of come and say hello to them, where we share our time together. It's not that we need the food, but you need to give it, and we need to get this beautiful contact with each other. So it's as if we were made deliberately dependent, even though we could be self-sufficient. And I've seen that in many, many people. We always like to be self-sufficient. I don't need anyone, I can do it for myself. But what type of world does that lead to? So it's wonderful never ever to be self-sufficient, but to be deliberately dependent, so that you need other people and other people need you, which creates this beautiful sense of family, compassion, community, people looking after one another. So even though you can wash the dishes yourself, if your husband says, no, I will do it. You never know, miracles do happen. Let them. Because it's not as it, and they make a mess of it, but that's not the point, is it? The point is, it's a wonderful thing to let people have the opportunity to give and to share. And unfortunately, in our world, we don't have that opportunity enough. It's just like whenever you are sick. Now, some people feel just so guilty about being sick. They don't want to make a trouble for other people. What are you talking about? You're no trouble. It's a wonderful gift for other people when you're sick, that now that other people can really look after you and care for you. So next time you get sick, say, why? I'm sick today. Now is your opportunity to make good karma, to increase your compassion, because you really need to look after me. I don't need looking after, but you need to look after me. See if that will work. It's worth a try. But this is actually one of the most important things of giving. Yeah, maybe, we don't need these things, and also, whenever you get afterwards, you can always give it to someone who really does need it, but you receive it, and have this beautiful exchange of gifts, because giving is, and it's, the word in English is like liberality, giving, and that is so close to the word liberation, freedom, and also Liebe is a German word for love. I always remember that we express our love and respect to people by giving them stuff. If it's like Valentine's Day, again, you give your girlfriend a bunch of flowers. And I used to give bunches of flowers to my girlfriends, and because of that, the common result of that is all these women come to the temple and give flowers to me. Well, it's really for the Buddha, but I receive them first of all. But why do they do that? It's we want to give something to show our respect and kindness, to show our love for one another. And that's why, you give something to your kids or your grandchildren, or your grandchildren give something to you. It doesn't really matter. It's just an expression of freedom, of love, sharing, which is, one of the great aspects of a Christmas time. What we're doing is expressing our love to one another. And especially if you can give that to people who don't expect it. Rachel, remember that time we were fighting the clay trucks going past our monastery? And one of our monks, we had people were fighting, he decided to send them all Christmas cards. What a beautiful thing that was. To say, we're having a sort of a court case about clay trucks, but doesn't mean we don't love you all. And that really meant a lot to everybody. So even to your enemies, send them a Christmas card. Why not? Your ex, whoever they are. Because it's a wonderful opportunity, to say, okay, we differ about things, sometimes we don't agree, but that doesn't mean we can't sort of care for one another and be kind to one another and have the opportunity. You may not need this card, but I really needed to give it to you. To show some kindness, to show some love, to show some peace. So that's a wonderful way that we can understand that generosity is giving. It's not because the person needs it, because we need to give to one another, and we need also to be able to be receptive, to realise we can't live independent in this world. We do need other people, just like a kid. If you don't sort of hug a kid when they're first born, if they don't give them any love, they die. Just the cats and dogs, without kindness, without love, they too die. And one great way of showing that kindness and love again is just to give little gifts. It's also one of the reasons why, whenever I do marriage ceremonies, which I do a lot of these days, one of the little ceremonies which I really impress upon people is on their anniversary, whenever that is, I ask them to do a little forgiveness ceremony together. Take a little gift, just even a small thing, and give it to your wife. The wife gives a little gift to the husband. And with the gift, which is an expression of love, just to say, darling, if there's anything which I have done in the past 12 months, either on purpose or just accidentally, which might have irritated you or hurt you. And there's sure to be many things, because we're human beings. That's what we do. Or things I didn't do, which I should have done. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Because you're understanding that, the love, kindness is more important than being perfect. And you are going to be imperfect, and you're acknowledging that. Please forgive me. And in the tradition of, which I was taught in Buddhism, if anyone asks forgiveness, you always have to give it to them. And then you do the same. It's anything which I have done, the other partner says, by body, by speech, even by thought, which has irritated you or hurt you, either on purpose or by accident, or things I didn't do which I should have done. Please forgive me too. And it's another part of giving, forgiving the other person. Understanding that people will never be perfect, because you're not perfect. Reminds me of the story of this counsellor. I saw her a couple of weeks ago. She was a marriage counsellor, and she told that one of her that when she got married to her husband, her father took aside the new son-in-law, her husband, give him some advice as a new father-in-law. And he said to his new son-in-law, son, you probably think my daughter is wonderful and perfect. And of course, just been married. Just that day, he said, yeah, she's so beautiful. She's so charming. She's so lovely in every which way. Remember that when you got married? Crazy. But anyway, that's what it's like. And he gave her this beautiful advice, her son-in-law's beautiful advice. That's what it's like when you first get married. But he said in 2 or 3 years, on average, you'll start to see the faults and defects in my daughter. When you start to see her faults, I want you to keep this in mind. Always remember this. if she never had those faults and defects to begin with, she'd have married someone much better than you. So whenever you see your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband, your wife, please remember that. She didn't have those faults to begin with. She wouldn't have married you. It's just like all those people who think their boss is stupid. Of course he's stupid, that's why he gave you a job. So anyway, so we have this wonderful forgiveness and acceptance, but not just with mind. We actually do that with some little ceremony. That's one of the nice things about Christmas. It is a nice ceremony. But for goodness sake, please remember it's Mithras Day. We do share presents. And it's supposed to be Mithras, Maitri, Kindness Day. So it's a wonderful thing we can all celebrate. I can't see why we can't do that. Which means that we can just take this day. It doesn't matter what religion you are, anything good. You can. That's the nice thing about Buddhism. We can celebrate everything. Why not? So that way we can have a wonderful day at Christmas and forgive each other's faults. If you don't do it on your anniversary, it's a nice day, the end of the year. So whatever, darling, whichever I've done to you, which has hurt you, please ask forgiveness. And that's actually a very beautiful and very moving ceremony. If you do that to your partner, maybe you can also do it to yourself. In the past year, whatever you've done which you're ashamed of, things which you shouldn't have done over the past year, this is New Year's Day. Please forgive it, let it go. Yeah, you're not perfect, but no one is. Even Ajahn Brahm gave an eel to his mum for her birthday. So I'm not perfect, but my mother forgave me. Amazing. So that way then we can celebrate Christmas in a good way. Okay, so any comments or questions about just making it up as I go along? Ah, come on.
Any questions on meditation from the new people?
Oh yeah. Meditation, of course, yeah, sorry.
Just in case you see.
Hopefully you've got some peace and quietness, because when people do meditation, sometimes they go, oh yeah, question, yeah.
Yeah, actually, the first half of meditation I was quite peaceful, but then the rest half I'm trying to find a solution, and then it's just get overthinking. So
Okay.
stop that.
So don't try to find a solution. Because after a while you realise it's in trying. Just like I mentioned, that's why I said the story about trying to go to sleep. You try to go to sleep, you never go to sleep. You just let it happen. You're not trying, you're relaxing. So it's all the trying which causes all the problems when you're relaxing. You can't try to relax, you stop trying. You relax automatically. Going to sleep as well. I haven't told a joke yet, have I?
No.
Okay. About the person who in the hospital, it just reminded me. Person woke up in a hospital after the operation and he had a really bad headache and a swelling on his head. And he complained to the nurse. He said, look, something's wrong, just woken up after the operation out of anaesthetic. Got terrible pain. She said, look, we can't have a pain. It was like a biopsy of your intestines. We never even touched your head. She said, but look, it's really hurting. And she felt it actually was a swelling up there. So she got on the phone and rang the consultant up and said, this patient who had the biopsy of the intestines today, that they woke up with a swelling on their head. What's going on there? They said, oh yeah. That's understandable, because during the operation we ran out of anaesthetic. Exactly. So they're cutting down in medical expenses. So
We shouldn't laugh, it might happen
it
to us.
might happen. Give it a few more years. The economy going up. Okay, anyway, that's a nice sick joke for today. Okay, so anyway, so when you're doing it, after a while you find, if you're mindful, and you notice the mind was getting more agitated, seeking to make the connection. Became more agitated, started thinking more. Why? It's because the attitude of mind changed. You started doing things. And see what, when it does get more agitated like that, see what you need to do to make it more peaceful. You find just things like letting it be kind. Stop pushing your mind. And if you stop pushing it, let it be, then you find it starts to get quiet again. And this is where you learn. And it's most important that you learn how to do this, because the feedback gives you that skill, and soon you learn how to relax the body and the mind really, really deeply at any time you want.
When you go on an aircraft, do you have to wear socks or shoes or sandals or
Sandals you have to wear,
sandals?
because they won't let you on the aircraft without sandals, but as soon as you get on board you can take them off.
Ajahn Brahm, I've got a question that relates to your beautiful food. You spoke about...
But beautiful poo. Okay, go on. Yeah, I know this story, yeah.
You spoke about how your mind can become the clarity of vision. Have you ever seen, you know how the sky is blue, but
Yeah.
in reality it's actually got like purple shades and all sorts of bits and
Oh,
pieces.
yeah,
Have you ever
heaps
seen
of-
that?
Yeah, of course. There was a really deep blue sky the other day when I came out of meditation. But this is true. If you don't know that story, when was the last time I told it? The beautiful poo story. Have I told it here? Okay. This is true, but very gross. Because when you do meditate, because you relax and conserve the energies, actually the energy builds up. Mindfulness gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Which means that sometimes people, when they meditate, and they feel they can smell fragrant smells. All that really is your nose is becoming very sensitive, and everything you feel, you smell, you see becomes more beautiful. While sometimes people go outside and the first leaf they see on a tree is just incredible, beautiful. And you look at the carpet, sometimes the carpet is just incredible, the different number of colours and what's going on down there. Well, that's actually quite an interesting part of meditation. But on this occasion, I was teaching a meditation retreat at Jhana Grove, opposite our monastery, and I got a really nice meditation, really this incredible energy, and all your senses were just really just like, everything's amplified, everything was just so incredibly beautiful and fragrant. And that's when I had to go to the toilet to do a number 2. And it just so happened that my mistake was I looked inside the bowl. And that was when, wow. Never in my life have I seen such a beautiful turn. Now, don't laugh. The way the little balls are put together, like some sculpture from Michelangelo. It wasn't just random. It was just perfect proportions, and the way that the one at the end related to the one at the middle. And just as you said, the sky, the different blues, the different browns. Just one brown, is the darker one, the lighter one, and the way it was all painted together, and it all just fit the shape. And there was always a tiny little bit of mucus on it, which makes it sparkle like a diamond. It was glittery. Can I go on to the fragrance? Not gross. And actually, honestly, I don't make this up. Looking at that, I was looking at that for about 10 minutes saying, wow, this is so incredibly beautiful. And if a piece of shit looks so beautiful, imagine just how your mind is when you see a human being, or when you see a tree, or even when you taste food. It's incredibly gorgeous. This is one of the wonderful byproducts of the mind. And it also tells you why people get depressed. Why is it when you're depressed, nothing tastes good, nothing is beautiful, everything is dull and grey? And it's because mental energy is gone. And that's why meditation is great for depression. It builds up your energy so your senses get empowered. They're not like a battery which is run out of energy. You're charged up. And everything looks beautiful. So that's one of the reasons why people do get very, very happy when they meditate. They've got stupid smiles on their face. They're laughing at pieces of shit. Crazy. So this is the mechanism of developing beauty and happiness. You can see beauty and happiness in places you never expected to see it before. That's why I mentioned this as an extreme, but a little old lady, just a little butterfly, a fly, your wife, your husband, your old grandpa. See beauty in so many places when you've got that energy. So that's actually why you can really respect and have far more happiness when you start to increase the meditation and get lots of strong energies in the mind. The opposite, when you're very tired and dull, that's where people get angry and grumpy and depressed. It's not you, it's just you're tired. So don't take it personally if you're depressed or grumpy or angry. It's just the mind just needs a boost of energy. And that's what you come here for. So, thank you for asking that question. It's a bit of a joke, but it's also a very serious part. It's nice to gross people out. When they go away, that is a story you'll remember when you come into one. Okay, go on, wrap up before I get more gross.
Well, it's not possible to follow that, really. Thank you very much, Ajahn, for teaching us how to meditate and find greater peace and forgiveness
And beauty in the most
putting a beautiful light onto Christmas.
Yeah, very good.
And that's lovely. I have a few notices, and I can't follow chocolate cake social without discussion. So
You've got chocolate cake tonight.
no, next week.
You know what chocolate looks like.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I can't follow that. Okay, first of all, we've been collecting gift cards for the refuge. I don't know if there's anybody who hasn't given us theirs tonight for last night, but I want to say thank you because we have so many. It is fantastic that we are going to be able to give. I've just got 14 here. We've had members of the Buddhist Society generally send them. I've got 14 here, and Marley's got 30.
33, I think.
33, 34, I think we're up to about 35. So that actually means that we'll be able to give every child a Christmas present, but we think every mother as well, which was beyond what we wanted to do. And someone sent us a $50 one as well for the Buddhist Society, so we'll give that to a mum. So thank you very much. And what we'd like to do, if it's possible, is to take anybody who gave us a card, or even if you didn't, to come and have a photo taken if anybody's got a camera on their phone, because I couldn't find my camera before I came out. And we'll put it on the Buddhist Society website if that's possible, so that because there are people who aren't in the group who gave them, just to show them we did, really do so well. So thank you very much. So if there's anyone with a camera tonight, because maybe Ajahn Brahm will appear in the picture as well. Pardon?
Can I go to the toilet and get a piece of...
You can do whatever you need. Whether we let you back in is another issue. So anyway, if you'd like to stay for a photo, that would be great. So we can just put it on and show the refuge, and it's just great. So thank you, and it fits in beautifully with Ajahn Brahm's talk about kindness at Christmas.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. Next Tuesday night we have a chocolate cake social. For those of you who don't know, we eat a lot in this group. So we stay back and party till 9:15. Partying is no alcohol, but a lot of food. So if you'd like to bring a plate of any sort, that's fine. It doesn't have to be chocolate cake. It can be anything that you wish.
Banana cake.
Pardon?
Banana cake.
Just bring Bob some chocolate cake. So that's next week. So we have the usual meditation, and then we just stay. It gives you a chance to actually talk to everybody and find out what they think is going on, or how their practice is, or whatever. And just to find out who the person sitting next to you is, if you've often wondered. Okay, so that's next week, chocolate cake social. Other thing, this only applies to those of you who are full members of the Buddhist Society, but the call for nominations for the committee at the Buddhist Society has come out. I'm going to be talking to everybody who's a full member to see if any of you would like to join the committee. I know you're going to shake your heads.
It's great fun.
Yeah,
We
right.
have lots of laughs.
I think we need someone from Armadale on the committee after So anyway, nominations are open. I haven't got any portfolios. There's no descriptions of what is needed, but I'll talk to you about that. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And then on Christmas Day, we're going to the monastery. We've been told the monks don't need the food, but I personally think they actually need to eat, but they don't need to eat quite as much as they get on Christmas Day.
You need to give.
So if there's anybody here who has nothing to do on Christmas Day, who has no family, who's lost and lonely like us migrants,
like me.
Ajahn Brahm's not even in the country. We go to the monastery, and I first went to the monastery many years ago on Christmas Day because I stupidly thought that because it was Christmas Day, everybody would be so busy, nobody would go to the monastery. So we thought we'd better go and give some food, and we found 160 other people there. So we've been every year since last year. We had quite a few people from the group go. So we go to the monastery, we meet at 10:15. If you've never been before, I can show you what to do. And if you talk really sweetly to Ajahn Brahm, he may let me show you his cave where he lives. Because you're not there, are you?
Oh. Okay, Santa's cave, yes.
A Santa's cave, so we leave
Yeah,
the
of course you
Christmas
can.
presents for you for when you come back.
Leave me a pair of socks.
So that's a Christmas Day for that. And I think that's it.
Wait, is the monastery open on New Year's?
Yeah, monastery's open every day because the monks need to eat every day. So every day at 10:15.
We don't have holidays. Work 365 days a year. Work till you drop. No retirement. No penalty rates.
Woe is me.
Yeah, exactly.
So the monastery's open.
No
Monastery's up on
sympathy from
Kingsbury
here.
Drive in Serpentine. And you can believe Ajahn if you like.
Hey,
but-
I'm a very honest monk.
A very honest monk.
Sometimes.
And people go and take food at 10:15 every day. Every day.
Very good.
So you're very welcome. So I think that's it.
We're open right through.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. We are here every Tuesday evening, Christmas and New Year included. So don't think you're having a break from meditation. What you're going to do is have a break from your family and come here and meditate with us and then go back to your family. So so we will be open every Tuesday and nothing changes over the time. We've checked that all today, so that's all fine. So we look forward to seeing you throughout Christmas and New Year for more meditation, and hopefully you'll practice during the week and practice kindness as well. Thank you very much, Ajahn Brahm. Have a wonderful Christmas, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. Take care. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Do lots of things he would do. That would be good. If anyone wants a photo, if you have their photo taken has a camera, could you see Marlene? She's the lady standing by the door. Marlene?
Thank you.
If anybody has a camera.
Hi.
Hello.
The book.
I'm not giving my mum an eel or anything like that. I thought I'd give you a beautiful book.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is my one of my favourite books.